All right, yeah, so time blocking is a cornerstone habit or keystone habit. Depends on your dialect of bridge words, I guess. Um, Hopefully you're at 2x speed by now. Let's take a look at my calendar. This is my time blocking and how I actually show myself what I've been working on. I mean, there's so many benefits of time blocking. I'm gonna think about talk about the ones that I really think matter, and then I'll share with you how I do that. And firstly, I use Notion Calendar to do this. It's great. You can use Todoist. They just added a feature like this where you can drag your tasks on the calendar. I use Notion for everything, so it's just more convenient. But what we can see is if we scroll back, we can basically see exactly how productive I am. I mean, look at this. This was Thanksgiving weekend, dude. Barely got anything done the morning of Thanksgiving. And then Friday I woke up a bit later, and then Saturday even later, and then even later. I mean, yeah, dude, it was just a little bit crazy. So it's really interesting to see this because you probably wouldn't know otherwise, especially you wouldn't be able to see it otherwise, and this just kind of lays it out for you. And by the way, in Notion Calendar, you can create different calendars and then give them different colors. So that's I have like completed status, and then like red is active, blah blah blah. Um, but let's talk about, I guess, the biggest benefits of it. I would say the reason I say it's like a cornerstone habit is that it gives you a sense of direction in every minute. And unfortunately, Notion Calendar is only accurate to the 15-minute mark, which I don't know if you'd really want more accurate than that. And I think Hey Calendar would be cool because it's a sideways scrolling view of your day, which might be a little bit easier to use. But either way, essentially, what it does is you wake up and either you can plan out the day the next day like ahead of time, so I can just say, okay, I'm gonna do this for the first 2 hours, and then I need to do this and this, blah blah blah, and I can get myself a rough kind of view of what my day will look like tomorrow. And when you're actually in the moment, you wake up and I swear I'm switching to my calendar every like minute just to make sure I'm on track and I'm actually like hitting what I'm trying to do. And you keep like you keep coming back to it and looking at it, and it just keeps you on track. I mean, I've tried time blocking in the past and I wasn't able to really stick to it, but I promise, like, once you're able to stick to it, once you make it a habit, it becomes so powerful. It's like one of those things like meditating. I've never gone into meditating and I'm not at the moment. But I'm sure if I did get really into it, it would be a very powerful habit. Now, meditating doesn't have as many utilities, I think, as time blocking does, but it's still kind of one of those things, you know. And yeah, I mean, I think that's the main thing I wanted to say is it just gives you so much direction. You can actually, I guess the other thing is you can actually see what you've been doing, and so I can see like how long all my tasks are taking me. I could run logic on this, create formulas in Notion to figure out like which projects take the longest, blah blah blah. But like overall, I mean, the thing is just like it just keeps you so focused. Like when you're doing a time block, you don't want to stop and just like pull up YouTube because you are like in a task. Otherwise, it's gonna fuck up your calendar. Maybe you have to be a little bit OCD, but what I usually find is when I fall off in the evening is when I have nothing for the rest of the day, and I'll just go like, oh, I don't know what to do now. I'm just gonna watch YouTube, and I don't feel bad about it because I haven't had anything there. Um, and yeah, I mean, like basically any blank space on your calendar is unproductive time, and so you say like, oh, I worked so many hours this week, but you might not have in actuality, you know. Um, and you'll only really know once you look at the calendar because in the day to day, you don't notice consciously and count it whenever you switch from doing something to not doing something or vice versa. Um, Showing it on a calendar just changes everything basically. The last thing I'll say is Notion Calendar pisses me off to no end, dude. I can update this event because I think it's only going to take me another 10 minutes. But dude, like some of this shit, the syncing is so annoying. Like when you drag a task like this, it instantly updates in Notion. So that's good. So I recently learned this that if you make an update it instantly transfers to Notion, and so everything's all good. But sometimes it doesn't stay the way you set it, and of course now it's gonna work fucking perfectly because I'm trying to make an example. But let's say, actually, what I'm gonna do next is I need to basically I'm gonna do this checkout process. So that's 6:45. So the checkout process is gonna go here, and that might take me, I don't know, let's say an hour, and then we'll create the thank you page after that, and that'll be, oh Jesus, yeah, yeah, that's great, that's great. So we'll do that, and then we'll do, and dude, why does this work fucking perfectly every time? Thank you page, that'll only take me a half hour. Alright, well, I guess it doesn't malfunction as much as I thought it did, but sometimes it'll just reset what you've been dragging around. It's so fucking annoying. But, you can't win them all. And overall, I think Notion Calendar is still pretty fucking solid. You can send invites, you can share availability, which I never do because sharing availability is crazy, dude. Like, first of all, if you're in sales and you're trying to get someone a book, sending them a booking link is like the lowest conversion way of doing it. And then also, if you're if you're like friends with someone, you're like, book a time on my calendar. You're basically saying like, I'm busy. I know you're not busy. You just pick a time that works. I don't know. I just think it's funny that to send someone a booking link. So, anyways, that's my sort of review of Notion Calendar and time blocking as a whole. If you're not doing it, start it. It's overpowered.